Good morning, Judge.
Morning. How you doing today?
I'm great. We're going to be having Mr. Harrideo, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't know if, I know Sheila probably got with you already, but we're trying to reschedule Mr. Bolden and Mr. Brewer for 1 o'clock.
Yeah, she told me. I'm good either way. So whatever
Yes.
works for you guys. I do have a 9:30 that I don't know how long that's going to take. Maybe about 30 minutes. But other than that, I can work in. And then I have, let's see, I have stuff at 2, 3, and 4. So but we can work in. We'll I feel like lately I'm just playing whack-a-mole. You know, just
Right.
whatever comes up, we're going to hit that one down in the hole. So. That's what's funny is that's what that reminds me of. You know, I don't even feel like I'm a judge. I just feel like, okay, you know, who's next on the screen? Let's whack that one, and we'll go to the next one. So,
Judge, can you hear me?
I can, Mr. Day.
So, good morning, Judge. So, many years ago, Judge Flanagan over here was having a bunch of issues like what you're talking about, and he looked at me in frustration and said, "Well, I never confused being the captain of the ship with being able to make the boat move."
That's pretty good. I like that.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that's your situation, but I get the idea that's the way a lot of judicial work is. So
Yeah, exactly. Especially with COVID, it's just probably even more so. But you know, hey, we just take it one day at a time. You know, we just
Yes, sir.
try to do what we can.
I would just go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I was just thinking a while ago, I'm getting tired of washing my hands and having to buy more and more paper towels all the time, you know?
No, I agree. I agree. I don't know what normal ever was, but I don't know if we'll ever be back to normal. So
I don't know. I'm getting kind of depressed, frankly. I just, you know, it's like what you said in the last docket call. It's hard. It's hard without a courtroom to go to.
yeah, it really is. It's just
Yes.
a different world for all of us. You know, it's interesting. So I keep debating whether I should get one of those screens in the background, you know, take a picture of the courtroom. At least when I'm looking at myself on the screen, I feel like I'm in a courtroom.
You might be able to go into the courtroom and actually do the hearings in there and make it look.
Yeah, I thought about that, but it's just easier with the staff and everything here. But all right, well, look, it's 9 o'clock. Is everybody? Are we waiting on? I guess I don't see the state.
I thought.
Maybe I don't have everybody here, but
I think Mr. Whitmore's name was on the invitation. Maybe he's just running late.
yeah, we'll wait a little bit. So, but yeah, it's my biggest problem is we're still working on. It's been just a struggle to get my Zoom going without affecting Judge McKeag's Zoom because I thought it was one license per district, but it's one license per judge. And so he's been gracious enough to let me keep using his Zoom. That's how we've been up to and functioning. But we've been on the phone with him constantly for the last week. And we're having a Zoom meeting later today to try to finally get that fixed. But you know, I mean, I'm sure he's tired of me being Judge Albert McKeag. I know, but he's been great, man. I tell you what,
You could do a lot worse, I think. Maybe.
Oh no, you're not even mine. If I do something dumb, at least they'll blame him, right? No, all right.
This is my client, Mr. Harrideo.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing well. Good seeing you. And we're just really right now waiting on the state. I might have Sheila, if you get a chance, maybe
You go back a little.
give Mr. Whitmore a call and see what's kind of going on.
Get a good view.
Okay. I think she's going to try. Half the time, you just got to keep your eye up on this right-hand corner to make sure you're letting everybody in, especially when there's like 40 different people going.
It's a new world every day, I think.
That's true. And I still haven't got my light. Well, I got my lights better. They got me where nothing goes away. I mean, at least I have lights for 20 minutes at a time. So I'm thinking of a couple things, either getting a metronome that moves, or Robin suggested I get one of those little kitties that they have in restaurants. So, but if you still see me wailing my arms, that's what's going on. but it's been really, it's been pretty good. The facility's really nice. I have to admit, they did a really good job. And Grimes County's coming online too. So
Good.
You know, got some new digs in both places.
Well, good. Excuse me.
So, Mr. Day, are you? I know you're in Washington County, or your office is in Brenham. Do you still keep the office in Belleville? Just being
No.
curious.
No, sir. That was, I never actually owned that office. And so Dr. Zaboral, who owned it, didn't, he wasn't planning on selling it. And so this came available and I thought I would obtain an office of my own, but that could have been pretty bad timing as things went.
Yeah, with COVID, I'm sure.
I could have been officing out of my home all this time, but I like it a lot. And it seems to be working out pretty well. So
Brenham's a nice city, and it's probably, you know, good if you can still have a presence in Belleville. I mean, you know, there's kind of a void being created between, you know, me running for judge and you leaving and you know, I heard one the Elick. I apologize, I don't remember the young Elick's name.
well, Jim is one, and then John's daughter is.
Okay, I thought Jim went back to Houston. Is he still? I don't know why I heard that.
Maybe he did.
But anyway, okay. So John's daughter's out there now. Is that correct?
Laramie is practicing with them, but I don't see her in court ever to speak of. So
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
and I wasn't aware that Jim had left either.
Now I don't even know who told me that. It might have been Greg. I'm not sure, but somebody had mentioned that maybe he had headed back to Houston, but I might be totally off the mark on that. So I don't know. But it is interesting, you know. I remember there was a time, you know, when Warren and Carl and you know, let's say, I guess Sid's still there, and then Roland's there. But you know, it's kind of tough when you and I feel like we're the old guys now. Everybody else is dying or retired.
Yeah, that's not too funny with my age. You know, I'm 67 now. So
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, yeah, I got about 10 years on me. I'm 56, so
yeah. You're still a baby, Judge. I mean,
yeah.
I don't mean that disrespectfully, but
I'm feeling good. No. Yeah, had a dear friend. Did you ever know Mary Jo Johnson? I don't know if you ever knew the Johnson, Sam and Mary Jo. Used to own a real estate company in Sealy, and she passed away of lung cancer. But she made the comment, you know, before she passed away. She said, "Gary, it's like smoke through a keyhole." She goes, "Hold on to every precious minute." I try to remember that.
yeah. Well,
Life just goes so fast.
I try to meditate every day, and that's the biggest lesson to learn is to kind of be in the minute, you know, be in the moment, but
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yes, it really is. My biggest problem right now is getting used to wearing a dress.
Well, I don't mean it this way, but it looks quite well on you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Connor. Mr. Day. Yeah, I keep grabbing. I keeps grabbing part of the chair, and you know, I feel like you ever seen John Candy and was it Train, Planes, and Automobiles, where he gets both hands caught and he can't drive. You know, I feel like I'm in that situation sometimes. I can't write, I can't grab the pen, but I'm getting better at moving it around the right way. So.
Well, I mean, I think that the good thing is that judges don't have to move that much, right? You can kind of sit still for a while.
Yeah, no, that is true. I think that's why my lighting problem's an issue. Well, I'm not sure what's going on.
I mean, if we need to adjourn and let you go do something, I'll just be. I mean, I can stay in the meeting.
Let me. I'm just gonna step away and just poke my head out the door and see if Sheila had a chance to talk with.
Thank you, Judge.
Hold on.
microphone's not working for some reason. I tried telling you. I figured it was an issue. I called over there. He's not in the office. I had his cell. I tried calling. He didn't answer. And I texted him. And I haven't heard back.
I mean, we can just go forward, I guess. I mean, I doubt he opposed it.
I
He called
know,
up.
they said Miss Hudspeth was in the office. I can call back and see if she would want to get on.
Yeah, I'll do that.
To cover for them. That's not all I can do.
Let's try that. I mean, it's not an issue that they want to, you want them to buy the. Well, I'm gonna find out what's going on. And then we'll wait maybe like 5 minutes. And we don't know what it's going to be. Well. Probably not. Okay, then we'll get it.
Okay. This is the deal. My understanding, Mr. Whitmire, I apologize.
Or
Whitmore, okay. He is not, he's not there and I know they've been working for home. So this is what I plan on doing because I know it was properly noticed out. I doubt he has an opposition to this. So let's wait. They're going to check to see if they want anybody else to jump in his spot real quick. So let's give them about 2 or 3 minutes, and then if they don't respond, then I feel like we just need to proceed, Mr. Day, because I
So,
know you're wasting your time anymore.
well, so he never, after I filed a motion, Mr. Whitmore didn't tell me that he was opposed, but I don't know, hasn't filed anything that I've gotten, I don't believe, showing
No.
opposition.
I've looked, and there's nothing on file. I can look real quick again, just to make sure. Let me do that.
And if it turns out that he has an opposition later, I have no objection to having a rehearing or whatever, I guess, but.
Oh, that's nice of you, Mr. Day. Okay, let's see what we get here.
I hear Sheila talking with someone right now. I'm not sure who it is, but might give her a couple minutes.
Okay, not a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up just in case, make sure nothing's been filed this morning or something. Okay, oh, he's on. We're ready to go. Okay, thanks. All right, Mr. Whitmore.
Sorry I'm late, Judge. I had to reset my router. I could not connect to the internet.
Nah, I believe me. I understand technology these days. I've been having all kinds of issues. That's why I'm still Judge Albert McKeag on the screen. So we're working on that though. Okay, good deal. So I guess let me go ahead and read my little statement that I'm required to read. This hearing is being conducted on the Zoom teleconference application due to COVID-19, also being broadcast live on the 506 YouTube channel. Do y'all need a record with this thing, you think, or?
I don't. Sure. If Ms. Wiley is there and ready, sure, Judge, I suppose.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and call the case. Robin, let's go ahead and get on the record. Are you ready? You need some time.
No, I'm ready.
Okay. Cause number 20-07-17373. This is the state of Texas versus Mario Harrideo. How do you say that? Harrideo?
Yes, sir. It's a Harrideo.
Harrideo. Okay. I'll probably keep butchering that. I apologize if I do from now on.
It's fine. Thank you for trying.
Okay, Mr. Harrideo. So that's we're here today on defendant's first amended motion to reconsider competency determination and for neuropsychological examination. Mr. Day, this is your motion. So go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Harrideo has been in jail since before I was appointed to represent him by Judge McKeag on, I believe it was September the 9th of last year. And he's been in jail since the order ordering him to submit to inpatient competency restoration was signed on September the 14th. And so he's charged with a state jail felony of evading arrest in a vehicle, I believe. And that's the minimum. He's already been in jail longer than the minimum punishment for that crime, awaiting a bed in an inpatient facility to have him restored to competency. And so I've gotten many calls from Mr. Harrideo and from jail, or maybe I've had many Zoom conferences with him over the months. And I've gotten several calls from his friend, a man named Andrew Siberly, who may be watching on YouTube. And they both tell me that Mr. Harrideo is not incompetent. In my most recent conversations with him, I believe he is competent enough to aid me in defending himself, and that he has a fairly rational degree of understanding of what's going on. And so I spoke with Dr. Hamza, and right before I filed this motion, I believe on January the 5th, and Dr. Hamza told me that since Mr. Harrideo had been ordered to inpatient competency restoration, and it had been longer than 90 days since he was found incompetent, that another competency evaluation should be performed. And he also told me that in order to determine if Mr. Harrideo needed to have inpatient restoration or could do so on an outpatient basis, he needed a neuropsychological examination. And so that's the purpose of this. I mean, I think in normal times, he would have already been taken to an inpatient facility, and he would have already been there. He was ordered to submit for 120 days or less for a competency restoration. So it would have already taken place in normal times. And since the judgment has found him to be a danger to himself or others, I think we need a reassessment of his competency in a neuropsychological examination. So that's the purpose of my motion. It's becoming oppressive in terms of the length of incarceration. And so something needs to be done. And that's what I'm requesting from the court.
Okay, Mr. Whitmore, do you have
Judge, I don't have any objection to having him re-examined by Dr. Hamza. It has been a degree of time since that. Ultimately, I would hope that it ended up being moot because the state would oppose his release based on the fact that he has violated conditions of bond while still in jail. Even though he hasn't been on bond, he's actually committed new offenses. There's a additional misdemeanor charge of violation of protective order that's been filed since he was incarcerated because he was sending letters that are arguably another felony offense of tampering with a witness by sending letters to the complainant asking them to drop charges.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're not opposed to the motion, I'm going to go ahead and grant the motion for reevaluation. And this is kind of unique order, so I'll draft it. I've been blessed. Judge McKeag has a huge bank of forms that he's bestowed upon me, and I've even commented that he could compete with ProDoc if he wanted to. So I'm going to grab one of his forms and edit it and get it to you guys ASAP, because I know your client, Mr. Day, has been in there a long time. And as far as the other issues, y'all, Mr. Whitmore, you can resolve those at a later date. But we're just going to today order the reexamination for competency. Okay, everybody good?
Are you also going to order the neuropsychological examination, Your Honor?
You don't oppose that, do you, Mr. Whitmore?
No, Judge.
Okay, yes, I'll order that as well.
Thank you. And I believe that if I'm not mistaken, you probably know better than I do, but I think Judge McKeag actually would send the order to Dr. Hamza, or maybe it was Ms. Mundy who did so. But if I need to do so, I'll be happy to.
We can do that. Yeah, I think that's what the policy is. But even if it's not, we'll do it this time. No problem.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Conrad, may I ask you a question?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, your client.
Yes.
Yes, sir. After we do the competency evaluation with Mr. Hamza, would then be an appropriate time to ask for a fair deduction in the bond rather than the 100,000? That's a bit steep.
Depending on what Dr. Hamza finds, yes. So that's correct. That's what we talked about in our last Zoom conference, if you'll remember.
Okay, I just wanted to appreciate that. Thank you for your good hard work, sir. I'm just looking for a fair bond. That way I can get out and, resume some of my life. Thank you very much, Mr. Day.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay, if that's everything, thank you, gentlemen, and I'll send the order out immediately. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for
Thanks,
taking the time with me.
coming in the hearing. Thank you.